diastasis recti workout. We're going to focus on 3 exercises to help us heal that diastasis recti. The first thing to be aware of is that the diastasis recti is a separation of your abdominal muscles, but we want to focus on the tension between those muscles, okay? So it's not just about how far apart your muscles are, but it's about the tension between them. So with these exercises, we're going to help create that tension underneath your abdominals, and then we're also going to use some cross-body force to get the abdominals going back together, right? So I'm crossing my body a lot with these exercises in hopes that we're going to bring the abs back together. All right, so let's come back onto our back. We're going to start with our hands behind our head. We'll take our left hand, put it straight on the ground. I'm going to have my right hand behind my head. And as I come up, I'm going to think about exhaling, and I'm going to bring my knee to the opposite elbow, and then come back down nice and controlled. So I'm going to exhale up and across, squeeze that knee into the elbow, and then control the way back down. So I'm thinking about pushing into my back, into the my low back into the ground here, trying to resist any rotation of the pelvis. So my pelvis is staying nice and neutral. Exhaling as we come across, and just nice and controlled and slow here. Hold it for a second or two as we touch that knee to elbow, and we're keeping the low back pretty flat. We're going to go one more on this side. Good, and then come back down. Let's switch it up. So left hand behind the head. Now I'm going to take my left elbow and reach to my right knee. So exhale, up and across, and then back down. So when we're doing this exercise, we want to make sure that the pelvis doesn't start to arch off the floor, right? So we want to try to keep that low back nice and flat on the ground. And we're exhaling out through the mouth as we bring the knee up to the elbow. Good, let's get 2 more here. So we're working upper abs with the lower abs, getting that cross connection. Last one. Good, and rest. All right, we're going to take it back to the right side. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it up to my knee. So I'm in this half tabletop position. I'm thinking about pushing my hand into the knee here. Want to make sure you're not too close in like this. We want to work the hip flexors and the lower abs while we keep the knee right over your hand or right over your hip. So I'm going to push my hand into this knee and I'm going to create tension along my lower abs. While I keep that tension, I'm going to exhale, lift this knee up, and then drop it back down. So I'm exhaling, lifting that knee up, and then drop it down. So we're bringing that knee up to hover over our hips, keeping tension here, especially as we lower down, right? I want to make sure that that back doesn't arch off the floor as I lower, and I'm keeping tension, making sure we're not pushing out against those abs. Good, and we're pushing into that right hand and left knee. Good, let's get one more. Control the way back down, nice. All right, same thing on the other side. Left hand, right knee. So I'm in this tabletop position, my knee is right over my hip. I'm gonna exhale, bring this left knee up, and then drop it down, nice and controlled. As you drop it down, you really wanna make sure that pelvis doesn't tilt forward and your back doesn't arch off the floor. So I'm continuously pushing into that right knee with my left hand, creating tension in the cross body like we talked about. 2 more. Breathing out through the mouth. Good, last one. Good, rest. Let's tuck your knees into the chest for a second. Roll it out, and we're gonna roll onto our hands and knees. So now we're gonna come into a hands and knees position. We're gonna have gravity working against us a little bit. So I'm going to do a bird dog with a crunch. So we're keeping the shoulders over your hands. I'm going to tuck my tailbone under just slightly and try to keep that nice flat back. So when we extend here, I'm extending opposite on my leg, thinking about getting nice and long, and then I'm crunching knee to elbow. So inhale as you reach, exhale, crunch. Good, inhale, reach up and across, exhale, crunch. So we're not getting that leg high in the air. I'm thinking about reaching opposite ends of the room. On my reach, and then exhale, crunch. Good, let's get one more. Keep that back nice and flat. Good, rest it down. All right, here we go on the other side. Push your upper back away from the ground, tuck the tailbone under just slightly on your pelvis, and then we're gonna reach, and then exhale, come across. Big reach, Exhale, cross. Reach that knee to the elbow. On your exhale. Good, just get long with the opposite arm and leg. So we're bringing those abs back together here and working the deep core. One more. Good, rest it down. All right, come back onto your back. We're gonna go through those again, all right? So remember, we're thinking about creating tension through the lower abs by thinking about drawing your hip bones together, keeping that tension as we go through this cross-body motion. All right, here we go. So right hand behind your head, we're bringing the left knee up to the elbow. On your exhale, up and across, and then back down. Nice and controlled. Place it back down, making sure that low back stays flat. And you're thinking about flattening out the lower abs here. Up and across. Good, 3 more. Give it a little hold as we meet that elbow to the knee. Good, last one. Nice, rest it down. Let's go the other side. Left hand behind your head. Let's reach that left elbow up to the right knee on your exhale. Out through your mouth. Control back down. Good, breathing out through that mouth. Keeping those lower abs nice and flat. Good, let's get 3 more. Reaching that knee to elbow. Keeping those abs nice and flat. We're not pushing out against them. We're thinking about flattening through the abs, crunching them together and across. Last one. Good, rest it down. All right, we're gonna go the hand to the knee, press with that lift up. So I'm pushing my right hand into my left knee. I'm gonna exhale, flatten out through my low abs, lift this knee to hover, and then drop it back down nice and controlled. Continue pushing into that hand with your knee the whole time. So we're creating tension in the crossbody with the hand to the knee, and then lifting the opposite leg, using those lower abs, control the way back down. 2 more. Control the way back down. Don't let that pelvis arch. Good, all the way down, rest. So you can see I kind of put my hand on my abs, just make sure I'm not pushing out, right? I want to think about pulling in and up. So I'm drawing in and together to create the tension in the lower abs. All right, let's go left hand with right knee. Exhale, bring it up. Control the way back down, good. So when I say control the way back down, it's making sure I'm not arching my back off the floor, that low back. Good. Control the way back down, exhale. Good, all the way down. Lift up, we got 2 more. Good, last one. Nice job. Tuck those knees to your chest, round your back a little bit, and then roll over onto your hands and knees. We're gonna go that bird dog crunch again. All right, so we're keeping the shoulders over your hands. We're gonna tuck that tailbone just slightly under so that we start to feel the lower abs here. And then we're just getting long with the opposite arm and leg. Exhale, crunch. Long opposite arm and leg. Stabilize on that hip. Exhale as we come across. Good, stay nice and steady here. Big reach up and across. 2 more. Keep that weight shifted forward. Last one. Good, nice job, all the way down. All right, here we go. Shift that weight forward. Tuck that tailbone just slightly. Big reach. Opposite. Exhale. Crunch. So when we reach, we're not letting the pelvis tip forward. We're just getting long with the arm and leg. Exhale. Good, couple more. Big stretch. Exhale. 2 more. Big reach. Exhale, come across the knee and elbow. Last one. Good, and then rest. Sit back in child's pose. We round that upper back just slightly. Take some nice deep breaths into that mid to upper back. Think about breathing into your ribs and your back. Exhale, side out. 1 more. Exhale, side out. Good, rest it down. So with the diastasis recti, like I said, it's important to think about creating tension underneath that abdominal wall, and then we're slightly thinking about pulling those abdominals together with some of these exercises. Thanks for joining.